Que pasa, cabrón? Everybody seems to think that you have to be born with the perfect genetics in order to look hot or attractive, and I used to too, but that's just simply not the case. There are tons of things that you can do in order to become way more attractive, and there are some things that you can do literally right after watching this video, literally instantly, in order to boost your attractiveness. My name is Blake, everybody's favorite gringo, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel to help us reach goal for the month, even though we already did. Also, check out my Instagram and Look Smashing course if you're serious about your self-improvement, all linked in the description below. So one of the first things that you need to be doing is taking care of your scent. Not smelling bad is good, but smelling great is the goal, because there's a big difference between the two. You cannot smell bad and still just, not really smell like anything, not really have a scent going on. You don't smell bad, but you don't necessarily smell good either. Or you can actually smell great and have people commenting on how good you smell and actually want to smell you more like. But seriously, people will take notice and will remember, especially with women. So if you're going on a date with a woman and you have a really nice cologne on, she's going to take note and remember that, and you're just going to smell phenomenal. She'll probably compliment you. She'll want to be around you. She'll want to get close with you, because it really does set the mood. I have my daily drivers and everything, the daily colognes that I wear out just kind of anywhere. But Novia, she knows that when I wear a certain cologne that, it's date time. But seriously, invest in a good cologne, or a couple good colognes for different kind of occasions, because it really can set the mood. Another thing that you can take care of is your haircut. There's a reason that guys feel so confident after they get a haircut, and you see all the memes about it and everything, is because it's the difference between you looking all like raggedy and homeless versus you looking like $1 million, like you actually take care of yourself and everything. And that's going to be a big theme with all these instant changes that we're going to talk about, is like actually making it look like you take care of yourself and put effort into yourself. And your haircut is a big step to that. You'll just in general look way more put together. Like when I used to have my hair grown out and like I didn't really take care of it that much, I just had this kind of grunge little rock star thing going on. It didn't look that good versus when I actually like switched to the fade. Everything looked way cleaner. I looked way more put together. I looked like, actually looked sexy. And a haircut is not one size fits all, so you got to find just kind of what fits your face shape. And once you do that, you'll look phenomenal, absolutely 10 out of 10. Another thing I want to talk about is something that I guarantee that you haven't been thinking of, and that is making sure you have good mental health. Your mental health is going to affect a lot of things, especially because basically how you view yourself is how the world's going to see you. So if you have bad self-esteem, it's going to come across in the little micro expressions in your face and in your body language, because your body language speaks way louder than words ever could. And we as humans, we just love to see ourselves and other people, especially people that are happy and confident with themselves, because we'd like to envision that that's us. So if you have, good self-esteem, good mental health, and you feel good about yourself, it's going to come across in your micro expressions and your energy and just the vibe that you put out, because people are going to be able to see that without you even having to say a word, and they're going to be attracted to that because they want to feel like that too. So they're just going to be naturally drawn to you. And there are a bunch of things that you can do to fix your mental health. It's like just being on self-improvement in general, but if you just go outside, go for walks in nature and everything like that, journal and meditate and stuff. And one bonus tip is actually just that will actually fix your mental health, but will just look attractive in general, is reading. It might sound kind of weird, but it's the same concept of showing that you actually take care of yourself. So if you're reading books about self-improvement and stuff like that, it's just going to show that you're putting in the effort to improve your life, and that's just going to be inherently attractive. When I was with mi novia and her family, we went on this little day trip a couple days ago, and while we were in the car, I happened to glance over and she had this book in her hand that she was so excited to show me when she got it, and it was a self-improvement book actually. Seeing her read the self-improvement book that she was so excited about was just so attractive, because it's just seeing somebody put in effort to improve themselves and improve their lives and improve the person they are. It's like you can actually see yourself building a future with that person when you see them, taking care of themselves. When you see them reading stuff like that, it's just so attractive. Next thing is going to be your outfit. Now, this is part of your presentation. Obviously, like when people see you, the first thing they're going to notice about you is your outfit. Like that's one of the first things they can see. So if you have something really nice and fitted on, you're just going to look like $1 million, like you're an important person. Like you just look way more attractive and put together, versus if you were just in some clothes that didn't really fit your body right and they were old and dirty and everything like that, then you're just going to look like a bum. Again, it's kind of the same thing as the haircut. You literally can look way more put together or way more raggedy and nasty, and not somebody that is really attractive or is putting work on themselves. So, and again, this is just something that you can go do today. You can go to call your barber, book an appointment today. You can literally go to the store and get clothes today and just go actually try stuff on. That would be a big tip for you, is to actually try stuff on to see what fits your body right and what kind of looks aesthetic with you, because again, it's not one size fits all, especially with clothing, because we all have different body types and everything. So you got to find what works for your body. Another thing I guarantee you're not thinking of is having a fun lifestyle. Now, like I said, with the mental health, people love living through you. They love seeing the stuff that you're doing and kind of like envisioning themselves going on the same kind of adventures and everything like that. So you need to be adventurous. This can be big or small, like big, like going on the trip with your girlfriend or maybe your friends or something like that, or it can be small, like just doing something a little bit out of your normal routine, like going to a nice restaurant or something like that, or taking a little day trip or something to somewhere you've never been, going to different places that you've never been and stuff, just having new experiences and just being able to share that, with the world. And it talks about this in the book, The Way of the Superior Man, but you can't get lost in your daily tasks and duties. A lot of people like us on self-improvement, we tend to just get, nose to the grindstone, focused on our work and on improving our lives and stuff, that we just kind of lose sight of the meaning of all of it. Because, yes, you should be improving yourself and just completely focused on that, but you also need to have adventures and stuff as well, and build to your own life story. At least once a week, you need to do something, kind of out of your routine a little bit, and just try something new, like maybe going on a date or going on a little day trip with your friends or your girlfriend again, or like just doing something fun that's, not necessarily a bad habit or going to be negatively affecting your self-improvement, but something that's going to be fun and add to your life story. Another thing is going to be the gym. And I know it's not an instant change, but in a way it kind of is. Now, the gains obviously aren't going to be instant. You're not going to get gains just on your first day going to the gym, but some things are going to happen. You're going to immediately feel better about yourself because you're doing something difficult that is going to improve your life. So you're automatically just going to get more dopamine from doing hard work that's actually good for your life. And not only that, but your mental health or mental state is just going to feel really good after going to the gym. Your head's going to be cleared. You're going to feel like a lot of energy and just going to feel really good about yourself. And again, people are going to notice that. People are going to see you investing in yourself, and people are going to see you going to the gym and how good you feel after that and the kind of energy you have. And they're going to be in love with that. They're going to want to be like that because you're doing something that 99% of people don't do. And even the 1%, like a good majority of them, aren't even consistent with it. So if you can get your ass in the gym, you're immediately gonna look more attractive because you're gonna feel better about yourself. Really, there's just gonna be so many benefits to going to the gym, like short-term and long-term, that there's just no reason not to mention it on any sort of list about becoming more attractive. You need to be going to the gym. I can't stress that enough. Last thing I want to talk about is learning how to speak better. We're kind of in the brain rot generation where everybody's on their cell phones and they got all this like weird slang. Chat, I'm cooked. 6'7". We're just in a weird state with this generation, especially with how addicted everybody is to social media and everything like that. So one thing that you need to do is to actually speak better. Everybody's just really socially awkward, but if you just slow down your words, slow down how you speak, and actually articulate your words a lot better, then you're just going to come across way more attractive because you sound more intelligent, you sound well spoken, you sound like somebody important that we should be listening to, rather than, just like everybody else that's just rushing through their words. They're not really using a lot of slang. They're not really sounding like, again, well spoken. They just sound kind of like everybody else. Like you just kind of get lost in the mix, like not somebody that you should actually be listening to. So again, slow down and articulate your words more, and add in a little bit of down talking. So down talking is when you kind of finish your words on a lower pitch versus like how you kind of like if you're rushing through everything, like, oh, today I went on self-improvement journey and I was listening to Andrew Huberman. You're starting to end your sentences on a higher note. You're like, how are you today versus how are you today? So if you can hear the kind of difference in that and start to down talk, it's going to help make your voice a little bit deeper, which deeper voices are considered more attractive more often than not. And it's also just going to help you slow down and articulate your words a lot more, especially if you're on a date. If you're on a date, it's just going to make you sound way more well-spoken and articulate with the woman that you're with, rather than if you were just like, oh, how many siblings do you have? Like rushing off a bunch of just random stuff, like as if you're nervous and everything. Because it also shows that you have better body language and everything like that. You're more comfortable. You're not nervous. You're confident in yourself because you're slowing down and actually taking your time with the conversation. You're actually listening, again, making your voice sound deeper. It's just going to make you look 10 times more attractive. But yeah, those are some things you can instantly do to become way more attractive. And if you want more help with this and you actually want to take it seriously, then you can check out my Looks Maxing course in the description. It's only $97.99, and the price will probably go up in the future because it's such a great investment for yourself, because it's not something that I just just put out there and that's it. It's something that I change over time and improve on over time. Like, I'll update everything as time goes on, because I'm a man on self-improvement too, and I want you to learn from me, and I want you to learn as much as you can from me. So as I learn things, I'll update the course and everything like that. You get the most information and the most value that you possibly can. And it includes everything. It's like the fundamentals of Looks Maxing, everything you need to make a drastic transformation, become the most attractive version of yourself possible. It also comes with a bunch of bonus modules, like the bonus dating module teaches you everything about dating and everything like that, so you can actually get the woman of your dreams. It's got a bonus aesthetic body program, so you can run the same exact program that I ran in order to get the physique that I have now and actually become aesthetic and get your dream physique. And it's got a bonus social media module which teaches you how you can leverage social media, because it's such a prominent thing nowadays. So it teaches you how to leverage social media to your advantage and use it to become the most attractive version of yourself possible. So yeah, linked in the description below. You should definitely check it out if you're serious about your self-improvement. With that being said, remember, be better than you were yesterday.